Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I hope that your day went well because this session all mine, and I've played one of my biggest pot ever, and I would like you to comment of what you would have done in my kind of situation. Anyway, I'm playing 1-2 and let's roll. So first hand of the night, got pocket jacks on the bottom position. There's 3 limpers. The cutoff position put a raise of $12. Since I have a pocket jacks, I pump it up at $35. Here in those kind of stakes, there's like not normally a 3-bet, so people tend to like not call 3 bets. Anyway, the cutoff position called 35. The flop was an ace, 7, jack, all 3 clubs. He decided to go all in. It's an easy call for me with my pocket jacks. He shows ace of spade and king of heart. I thought he would have done that with at least a club in his hand, but anyway, the turn was a jack of heart. I got my quads, and then the river was an ace of hearts. Next hand, I got jack 10 in the middle position. There's one limper from the under the gun, so I decided to put a bet of $15. The low hijack calls, the bottom calls, big blind calls, and the other gun calls us. The flop was a queen of spade, jack of heart, 10 of heart. Now I hit 2 pair, but a super wet board that there's straight that could be there. There's flush draws, so I gotta be extremely careful here. And now there's a dunk bet from our dunk bet guy who put a bet of $30. So here, should I tend in to raise him? Does he have often like ace king here? So I just like try to play it slow, see what's gonna happen in the next round. So I just decided to make the call. And we're 2 people to see a turn, which was a 6 of spades, which was a brick. He decided to put a $50 here. So there's merits to put a raise here, but I was super lost during that hand. So I think like neither I could like bluff him, or not really bluff him, but he could bet on the river as well, and I could like re-raise him and probably call. So when he dunk bet, he's either showing strength or he's like trying to catch a flush or something like that, or straight. So I just wanted to see a river and see what's gonna happen. And the river was a 7 of heart here. The flush got in, so I cannot really make a big move here since he put a bet of $50. It's just the max value from here, so I could call, and I did a call, and he shows king 8 of heart. I did play bad here. But he always seems to overcalls because I have to be extremely careful, because since he had queen 8 of a flush draw, he probably would have called my raises. So even though in theory could be bad, but I think against that player it was still a good move from my part. My next hand, I got king jack in the cutoff position of clubs. Now there's 2 limpers, so I decided to put a bet of $20, and both called. The flop was a jack of heart, 10 of club, and a 9 of heart here. And here, since I got a gutter here in the top pair, I should have bet, but I just checked. And I don't know why, but I checked. The turn was a jack of diamonds. They both checked, so here I got another jack. I have to put some money inside, so I put a bet of $30, and only the low jack calls. And the river was an 8 of heart here, so there's one liner, 2 a straight, and there's a flush. And the low jack decided to put a bet of $100, the pot size, so that could be very polarized. He could have a straight, could have the flush. So with all that in mind, I decided to fold, and he showed me ace of club and king of diamond. So that was a bluff, and I didn't think I put it on that hand because I don't know why he limps on pre-flop, or he didn't like 3-bet my raise on the pre-flop. But yeah, I thought someone could have a queen or heart here, so I got bluffed. So for my next hand, I got pocket 10s on my straddle my pocket here. And since there's like 4 limpers and it's on me, I got a decision to make. And if you have a pocket on your straddle, you put a raise for sure. Put a raise of $35, and the other gun +1 position call, and the bottom call. 3 ways to see a flop, which was a jack of heart, 4 of diamond, and a 3 of heart here. For a decision, I don't think I should bet here because people tend to have flush and would call, so I don't think I could protect really my 10s, and people could easily have a jack in their range here. So I decided to check here, and everyone checks. So the turn was a 9 of diamond here. So with that, in mind, I decided to put a bet of 25 to see like where I'm at and what other people could have here, to have some information. And to my surprise, only the undergun plus 1 calls. The river was a 9 of spade here, so there's not a lot I can beat, so I decided to check here, and the undergun decided to put a bet of $75 here. And now I'm thinking like, what could he easily have on that position range? Can he have a jack here? I think a jack would have bet on the flop because there's flush draws. And can he really have a 9? What can he have a 9? 9, 8, ace 9, suited. So there's not a lot I can beat here on that board, but I can only beat a bluff, and I decided to make the call, and he shows king, queen suited. So for my next hand, I got pocket 4s in the big blind position. There's 2 limpers. The small blind decided to put a raise at $12. I make the easy call, and both called as well. The flop was a 4 of club, 10 of heart, and a 2 of clubs here. The small blind decided to put a bet of $20. So with a set in your hands, you don't slow play them because there's like 2 clubs on the table. So I decided to put a raise of $55. And the small blind decided to call. So he's showing a lot of strength. He can have like an overpair, to my surprise, or he can run as well the clubs. So on the turn was a 9 of diamond here, and he checks. So I decided to continue with the accelerator of the gas pedal and put a bet of $100 here, and he makes the call. The river was a 4 of diamonds. I hit my quads, so now I'm thinking, how could I make some money? I think does overpair could call here. It's a possibility. If he had a full house, yeah, for sure he would call here. But I'm decided to, what was the range for max value here? And I think a little bit. So I put a bet of $200 here, and he decided to fold. So in your head, what would be the max value here? Should I bet higher? Should I be more paralyzed? Because the villain showed me afterward he had king, club, and 10 of club. So he did have a pair here with a flush draw. So I thought he could have like either re-raised me during that hand, or he played good since I have a set and then hit my quads. But I wanted to know what would be the bet at the end for my max value here. For my last hand of the night, I was playing one of my biggest pot ever. I got ace-king suited in the bottom position. There's 1 limper. The low jack position put a bet of $17. I do a standard 3 bet of $45 here. The first limper goes all in for $58, so that's just an adjustment. But however, the low jack decided to put a bet of $167. So here, there's not a lot of 4-bet in these kinds of games. So since we're both deep, I don't think I should put a 5-bet because he's already showing a lot of strength. And since I have the position, I think ace-king plays good on position here. So I decided to put the call of the 4-bet call, and let's see a flop, which was ace, king, 2, all spades. And he checks. So here I have 2 pairs. So can he does that with a queen jack of spade? I don't think he would 4-bet with queen jack of spade here. So I don't think he had a flush here. So I decided with my 2 pair put a bet of $50, which was kind of small regarded to the pot size. And he decided to re-raise me to 175. So he's showing a lot of strength here. So with all that in mind, there's not a lot of like 4-bet on the pre-flop. So he might show like pocket kings or pocket aces, but since I have ace kings, I have a blocker to that. So I decided to make the call of 175 because can he does that with pocket queens with a spade of his queen? Probably. So I just wanted to make a call and see what he's going to do. And the turn was a 9 of heart, and he put a bet of 200 here. And that's my mistake, what I've done afterwards, because the only reasonable thing I could do was either a shove or a fold here, because I didn't have a lot of left, and if I made the call, he could easily go all in on the river, and I would be stuck since I would just call regarding the river card anyway. So I think it was either a shove here or it was a fold, but I did the mistake of just calling, and the river was an 8 of heart. So he goes all in, and since I only have 300 left for that big amount of pot, and I called, and he shows pocket deuces here. So to my surprise, he had pocket deuces, but I think he probably shown like pocket aces or pocket kings here, and I should fold on the turn here. So I made a mistake, and it didn't pay off. That's it for my session. I've lost around $600 under 7 hours. Even though I lost one of my biggest pot, I've managed to climb a little bit afterwards and just like minimize my losses. And yeah, it's kind of hard because sometimes you have good hands and you're like stuck with it, but you have to find the courage to find a fold sometimes. And that what difference between rookies and pros, that you can like fold some, even though you have pocket aces, sometimes you had a fold. And ace king, I had 2 pair, like I needed to find that fold and I couldn't. I have so much to learn and I'm not giving it up. So anyway, tell me your comments on what you would have done. What if you lost everything like I did, or you would probably like fold somewhere during a round? So comment down below, and if you like it, give a thumbs up, and see you on the next